What's going on, you guys? So, yesterday I have done a trade that I've been talking about for quite a while between all the private groups that I sit in, between my friends, who I trade with. And I thought it's a prime example, a really good example of a token that you can reliably trade to gain, 2, 3, 5x, that everybody has opportunity to get on if they do their due diligence and, they just do their research. I try not to go over big tokens that are like super mooners, like Peanut, Loose. There's a lot of examples of tokens that just, it's almost impossible for most to get into them because either they pump too hard or the meme is just not something, most can understand until it's too late. First you're like looking at it, it's like, I don't really get this. It's not that funny, or it's, I don't, it was a problem with AI tokens, especially. A lot of people missed out on those because they're kind of confusing until they hit 100, 200 million. And then you're like, oh, now I get it. Why didn't I get in? It was so obvious to get in. But here I cover tokens, yeah, where you can do your due diligence and almost everybody has an opportunity, a window to get in and come out with profits. And the token I'm going to be talking about today is called Dogecast. So the whole thing about it is Vivek Ramaswamy, if I pronounce that correct, and Elon Musk have announced that they're going to be making a podcast called Dogecast. It happened about 5 days ago, so Alex has said that they confirmed there's going to be some kind of podcast, to which Vivek has answered to him as our goal is to shave the size of the government and to be as transparent as possible with the public. Weekly Dogecasts will start soon. And that was crazy. So there was a token created for it on Pump Fund. It obviously instantly went up to like 30 million, went back down, went back up, whales jumping in, people jumping in, retail, everybody's taking profits, and it's going up and down like crazy. Then everything has cooled down. So after this tweet, there has been nothing for a couple of days, and people started questioning the whole thing. Is it actually going to be called Dogecast? When are they going to start? We don't have any of this information. Maybe it's going to take a year until they start their Dogecasts. And it kind of started going down slowly and down because there's no bullish news. No one's really holding the chart. And it bottomed out around, November 19th, 2 days ago. Yesterday it was completely bottomed out. But before we get to that, one important thing to understand about this specific token is that it's the only token on whole Solana with this name. The only alternative there is on Ethereum, which is at 18 million. But if you trade on Solana and all the other traders that trade on Solana, if they want a piece of Dogecast, it's only this token. This is all the same token, just different pools. We have Meteora, we have Radium, we have Orca, all the same thing. So there's no competition. Once they start their weekly podcasts, all the exposure is going to be taken by this token. And if you have been following this token, you can kind of see, especially around this area, that it has been super oversold and that there's almost no sellers left. Especially right here, you can see there's almost no volume in 15-minute candles, 3K, 4K, 8, even 8K. That's nothing in 15-minute time frames. That just means that, there's maybe a trade every 3 minutes. Nobody's selling, nobody's buying. It's bottomed out. And we know, that a couple of days ago there was this confirmation. Now we're waiting for the next news. And this is where I have picked up the token. I have not picked it up at 2.6 million all the way down there, but my average was like 3.5 million. And I've been waiting for the news, and the news did come in literally half a day later after I bought it. There was a confirmation video made by Vivek on Twitter that they're starting Dogecast with Elon, and it's actually going to be called Dogecast. I can't find this comment right now, but somewhere Elon has also said that, we're also going to have guests. He commented under the tweet to acknowledge that, he confirms this tweet pretty much. And on that news, it obviously went up. It went up all the way to 15 million, and this is not a math buy. This is actually just some whale that bought like a huge amount, instantly pushing the price to 15 million. And I guess a lot of people had take profits, so it pushed down pretty fast. But, realistically, you could really take profits at around 9, 10 million. And, from the bottom, it was around 3x, which is the price where I was able to take some profits. And, I still think it's a good trade. I'm still holding on to it. Still, unless I see that there's a new Dogecast coin created, I'm going to be holding this because it seems like they're planning to start those podcasts soon where they're going to be talking about everything that Department of Efficiency is doing, planning to do. And, all this exposure every single week is going to come here. Last video I talked about importance of market makers as well and team having money. And honestly, this chart does not really look like they have market makers. It looks pretty organic. Like there were a lot of buyers wanting to get in on this. And, they were able to do all this price action. But then, there's nobody holding the chart really. It looks really, just what happened. This is what happens when you have no market maker and there's no bullish news. The chart just keeps going down and down and down. Usually what you would see with a token with potential like this is, all this trading happened, all this super hype happened. Now, market maker will start kind of holding up the chart, waiting for the next news. On the next news, it goes up, they start taking profits. It goes a little bit down and then trades here. More bullish news come up there, down, new floor, and it just kind of keeps going up because there's so much potential with all the exposure you can get from Dogecast. But, even if there's no market maker, or maybe not yet, they might be waiting until they actually start the podcasts because, they don't want to be putting money into the chart if they believe that those podcasts are going to start a month or 2 months away from now. But even now, like getting a bag in here, like 1 or 2 Solana, whatever you can spare for a long-term hold is really going to be worth it. Maybe it's not going to go to hundreds of millions, but it's definitely, once they start their first podcast, and if this is the only token on Solana, you will definitely see, more growth and more growth and more growth. And, making even 5x, even if it's going to take 2 months, 5x is 5x. Not much else I can add here. It's just a good trade I've made. And once again, I kind of felt that this was bottom here. I kind of felt that some news has to come in, and everybody who has, believed in my due diligence and who could make their own due diligence would see an opportunity here. So look out for really bottomed out charts that have no competition, that have like pretty much 95% confirmed exposure in the future, and you can be making 3-5x and slowly working your portfolio up. So there is a lesson in here. Study the chart, study what happened, study why it happened, and look for more charts like that in the future. Obviously, this is not like 100x mooner yet. But once again, I don't want to cover things that just, fly up nonstop. They launch on pump fund, the next day they're 200 million. There's almost no chance of making money. Here, everybody had a chance. You had 2 days, literally 2 days to get into this and then shave off 3x. Or not shave off, you can continue holding. We can see that potentially this might be the new floor. And it's actually 2x from here, which is pretty good. So next floor is going to be at 12 million and so on. So hope you found this useful. Hope you can implement it into your trading strategy. The reason I do this is because trading skill comes mostly from experience. It's less about how much you studied, and it's more about the experience on the actual market. And, by watching these videos, I hope you gain more experience that you can put into your whole backpack of experience and make yourself a better trader. And anyways, this is Dogecast. Get a small bag. It's most likely worth it. Not a financial advice though. And have a good day. See you later.